You know what never cared all that much for the alien episodes of this show? Like Mark Chang must have been a fan favorite character given how much they continue using him in the future, but me personally never loved him or anything. Timmy wishes for an alien prop to reenact the Crash Nebula show with his friends. But Cosmo and Wants just wind up bearing one angering his planet and causing them to plan on blowing up the Earth. They already start stretching the rules pretty thin here, with them being unable to wish Mark back home because he's fallen in love with Vicky Watto. Can't do that. Kill a Crash, you dude. Yes, wherever did you get it, internet? Definitely not bad or anything, but certainly the weakest of the batch so far. I can see other people liking it more though. It's the return of Mark Chang's space alien from Yugopotamia, who's still missing Vicky from last time. And so Cosmo tries to get him to come kidnap her in junk. I also forgot this is where they introduce Flappy Bobs and the Conzers, who work there. They're going to get a whole special dedicated to them later on, so it's cool they were brought in this early. It's interesting that they don't bother exploring the rules this time. It's a neat bit of continuity that Timmy doesn't need to be told about Mark's love for Vicky preventing him from using magic on them, because he's been told like 5 other times. Totally space do. Probably a bite on part of the last Mark Chang episode to me. Have anything they kind of blend together, honestly lie. It's just a little bit better from how they managed to combine the alien stuff with the Floppy Bob stuff by the end. I so totally specially how many more of these. It's yet another Mark Change episode. This time he has to come to Earth to recruit Timmy to help take on this new group of enemies that are attacking their planet, these cute little bunny things that an evil plot to take over the world. You don't find the idea of overly cute things actually being evil all that funny, then you're not going to get much out of this one. It's pretty boring. I'd probably say this is the worst of all of Mark Change episodes. Honestly, at this point I'm just glad that Mark is no longer considered an antagonist, instead being seen as more of a friend who will pop up occasionally, and it's better off for it. Nothing was ever as disappointing to me as a kid than waiting for the Fairly Odd Parents to come on only for it to be the Crash Nebula special. So this is an entire 22 minutes where Timmy is watching the fictional Crash Nebula series, although it's his original story showing how he been the superhero. Fun little backstory here. This was not originally conceived as a Fairly Odd Parents episode. It was actually produced all the way around when Season 3 was in the works, acting as a pilot for a full Crash Nebula TV series that Nickelodeon never picked up. I guess Butch Harmon wanted to throw it in as part of Season 5 to maybe get audience feedback to convince Nick to turn it into a full show. Oh, look, a little Danny Phantom. That's fitting because the show is just a worse Danny Phantom. Following sprightly space going to school in special to learn how to be a hero. It's clearly got a super high budget and lot of effort was put into this. The animation and style is amazing. But there's just something about it that always bored me. I think I just never really care all that much about space stuff in general, and this character doesn't seem interesting enough to carry an entire series. I can't listen to him without hearing Johnny Test, probably because he's voiced by Johnny Test's voice actor. In conclusion, I am not shedding a tear over this pilot not being picked up. Sorry, Butch. Finally, we're not doing the space do gag anymore, but also it is still a Mark Chang episode. Although this one is interesting, as it's one of the rare times they actually decided to make a permanent change to the continuity and stick with it for a while. Mark wants to avoid his arranged marriage against this warlord princess Mandy, and so you retreats to Earth to become a schoolboy along with Timmy. And they actually keep that going for a while, which is bizarre, but I guess they just wanted to be able to use them more without making such a spectacle about it. I can't send him back to his home planet to be killed or worse, married. Season 4 is really when they start leading into those and then the opposite happens jokes, along with those moments where a character says something kind of quirky and suddenly it becomes everyone's catchphrase for the next 11 minutes, running it into the grind. Which means when that joke isn't funny at all, the whole episode becomes incredibly annoying. That's not specifically an issue with this episode though, as is it's probably one of the better Mark Changes ones now that they've dropped the whole antagonist thing, considering the whole joke they're incompetent. But it's going around the middle of the list.